welcome back. I think we're gonna do a little another Netflix kind of review
Yeah,
thing.
review. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Love is Blind,
Or is it?
or is it? Dun-dun-dun.
If you guys don't know about the show, so what the show is, it's hosted by Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees.
Let's stop there.
Why?
Why is it
Why
hosted
is
by
it
Nick
hosted
Lachey?
I don't know who they chose.
Well, okay,
him.
so Nick Lachey has been not prominent for a while. Unless, has he hosted other stuff?
Not that I know of.
I don't know. I
'Cause
just was
I
like,
don't-
oh, he's old now.
I don't remember him hosting anything. And then all of a sudden, we start watching this show, and it's
And his wife.
yeah, but it's a bunch of people just going into two different houses. The guys on one side, girls on another. And there's like, what, 10 or 12 girls
of each, I think.
and guys. And then all of a sudden, Nick Lachey and his wife walk in. He's like, oh, as you know, I'm Nick Lachey. Like,
And I did not know that. I didn't recognize him.
I gotta be right back. I gotta go put shoes on, or people are gonna yell at me again.
okay,
I think it's
hurry
a
up.
nice look.
But so then the thing is, like, so Nick Lachey comes in. So the guys are in one house, girls are in another. So they tell them what's going to happen. They have no cell phones, no internet connection, nothing like that. And what they do is they have to go into these pods and talk to the other sex, but they cannot see the other sex.
They talk through a wall.
Yeah, so there's a couch on each side, and you can walk. It's not that big of an area. It's probably about the size of this set, and you're just sitting there talking to a wall, and then somebody's on the other side of the wall, and they're talking back. And so it's a weird concept, and they do this for 10 days, and within those 10 days, or at the end of the 10 days, they ask somebody to marry them if they want. And that person may reject, may not reject.
And you can only see the person if you accept the proposal.
Yeah.
And so, but before you even get to the proposal, kind of an interesting aspect of the show is that you could be possibly, and which happened on the show, you could be fighting for the same person. So like, you don't know, you go to a pod and you really hit it off with this one guy, right? Well, he's still talking to these other
They date
women.
everybody. They date everybody.
You date everybody, and you start narrowing it down. You don't have to see everybody every day. If you kind of have two people, you're like, oh, I really like them. You just keep going back to those two people each time. But that might be somebody else's person also, and that came up to
And
be
then they
kind
come
of
and mingle in the thing.
Yeah, that kind of came up at the end where of the 10 days that 3 girls were all into like the same guy.
But then after they meet,
Well, something I want to bring up is like, from the get-go of the show was not very honest. As in, there was really no bad-looking women there.
Oh,
well, that's what we said.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
So,
The guys.
and okay, well, they're okay.
Two
As
of
opposed to
them
like
weren't
on The
great,
Bachelor,
but-
where each of them look like they are
yeah,
models
they're
or
not
Miss
all
America.
supermodels, but
No.
by no means are any of them
No,
bad-looking.
but
Yeah.
then the ones that were maybe not the
The
best,
best- they
looking, they
barely-
never made it on
yeah.
the show. Like
They
there's
barely followed 'em.
12 of each guys and girls, and after the very first episode, you only see like 5 or 6 couples.
Yeah, and that's and,
Everyone else just like
and that was the
disappeared.
thing, and all the guys were good looking too. Like it wasn't like they were all in
Right.
shape.
Yeah,
There
absolutely.
wasn't one
There
guy
wasn't
that
one
was
that
like
was chubby.
300
Right.
pounds.
Not
yeah,
even,
like,
there wasn't one that was
yeah.
even chubby.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
It's
not
like,
at
it
all.
wasn't-
Which I
So-
guess though they didn't know
See,
that.
and this was my
we
gripe.
knew because we could see everybody be like, oh well, you really
This
couldn't.
was my gripe about it.
have a
is
bad choice.
You're trying to find people because of the personality and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not putting anybody on there that like one guy is shorter, but he's still in good shape. Like
Yeah, he's still a
and so-
good-looking dude.
So
It's
like,
like-
if it's supposed to be based on personality, shouldn't you put people in there that are all like types of looks, like whether that's skinny, fat,
right
fit,
to
you
see
know.
if when they did
Yeah.
did find love and they accepted a proposal and it came down to seeing each
Is it
other,
really
would
personality?
that have still
Because
held
it was
true?
like, oh, look at the doors open. Is my person going to be fat? Nope, they're
Right.
beautiful.
Yeah,
they're in shape,
I really don't think that it was like a
Fair.
honest
Yeah.
Yeah.
show.
and that's
And
that-
I still enjoyed it.
I did too.
I
It
really
was
enjoyed it.
it was a
really good.
much-
It was definitely a good watch, but
Yeah.
it wasn't
it was a
experiment
very
my ass.
that's they kept
no,
calling
yeah,
it the
was
experiment.
like an experiment. But then because after they do that, they propose and stuff, and then they go to Mexico with a couple for a couple days.
So out of the group, I guess I don't know if people are going to watch it or not.
well, I'll
there's
just
there's like
yeah.
6 couples that get engaged, and then they go on to this
we can discuss.
Oh,
I mean, it's not.
okay. They go on to this vacation, and basically from the engagement, there's 4 weeks until the wedding.
They meet the families.
So
and-
there's a lot that goes on within those 4 weeks, obviously, and people are just jumping into things. It's very interesting. And they kept calling it the experiment. They kept, like people would say,
The social experiment.
yes, yeah. And I really enjoyed it because I'm usually a person who only cares about looks, and so now I really know that I love
and they're
this
all
person.
still good
It
looking.
was-
Like
Yeah.
so yeah, you still could care about looks. It might just not be the total look that you go for. Like
Yeah.
and so but like then it gets sort of narrowed down, a couple break up after, like right after, and then some say I don't at the altar and stuff. But like to me, no matter what, it was like, oh, you still got, and they can't tell their family until they go visit them and stuff because they don't have phones and stuff. But my favorite out of it for girls, I don't know, because like I thought Kelly and whatever her guy,
I forgot.
I
his
can't
name
remember
too.
his name.
Damien? No.
no,
it was,
no, I can't.
I know Kelly
Cameron?
Can't.
No.
It was something
No.
with a K again, right?
I can't remember. I seriously
matter,
can't. But he was the
whatever.
nicest dude in the freaking
He
world.
was legitimately
Like,
the nicest
Very.
guy
Yeah.
I think I've ever
And-
seen.
And I thought those two would last.
Same.
And but if I was on that show, I don't know who I would choose. I said to Callie, I would probably choose her too. Like
That's what I said.
that's what, because the other ones, like Jessica's just a nutcase,
She's a psycho.
and that what was Barnett's?
Amber.
like
She's a
just
little
seemed
crazy
crazy for me
too,
too.
yeah.
And the financial.
I do like
Yeah.
what was Lauren Cameron's?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
thought she was pretty.
I thought
liked
they
her.
were a very decent, like mature couple. However, like
Cameron was a bit
little-
on the creepy side.
a
Do-
little.
what's that? This is what I saw. Do you remember, or you've seen You?
The show
uh,
you.
Oh,
Does he
that's
not
him?
remind you of, that's
His
what people were
personality a
saying?
little bit,
Yeah, that
Sociopath.
yeah,
you know.
like could kill people and you like wouldn't really know, and he plays it off really well. Like,
Yeah.
but I think like my favorite couple, well, obviously it had to probably be those two because they lasted, but like Jessica to me, like nobody talked about age. She always talked about age. She was nuts.
It wasn't about it. She just didn't like the way he looked, and she just got
Yeah,
making
that was-
excuses for it.
She
That
wanted a
was her
taller.
That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said, okay, Barnett was 3 years older than that guy, and I said if
They were 10
if-
years apart.
if he would have looked like Barnett,
Yeah.
she would have said, okay, I don't
100.
care if you're
Yep.
Yeah.
24.
She was way too obvious about it. I mean, she could lie over and over and say, "Oh, it's not about that. It's not about that." But like everybody knows it was just a cover up, and the fact that she kept going back and talking to Barnett and like
Getting
and
Shit
she
faced
was
and like,
she was
oh,
drunk
horrible,
every
too.
episode, and that poor guy, I mean, he was also kind of an idiot. Mark, the guy she got engaged to, kind of an
Yeah.
idiot because he couldn't see this, and no
Well-
matter how much she treated him like crap, he kept being like,
Well,
"Oh,
and in-
I love you," but like,
And in
she
the
just-
episode, he says he loves her. She says it back. Then Barnett tells her that she loves, or that he sees them, that they could be together. Well, then she goes and tells Mark, well, I don't think we should keep doing this. Well, then Barnett says, I had a change of mind. And then she goes back to
Yeah,
Mark and
stupid.
says, oh, and he goes, well, I'm not second fiddle to anybody. And then about the next day, I love her. I want to marry her.
Yeah.
Like, and from that moment on, it was like, once Barnett said that he cared about her, it was like she was done for.
That's pretty stupid.
But-
That whole
the whole situation is interesting, but it kind of does lead you to think, like, what do you guys think? Do you think love is blind, or can it be? Maybe not all the time, but can love be blind?
I think for the most part, it can be if your mindset is that way.
I think love is not blind. I think you can genuinely fall in love with somebody that you've never seen,
Right.
like in that circumstances across from the
Yeah.
wall or whatever the hell is
Yeah.
between them, and you really do love that person. But if he comes out and he's
You're not attracted to him.
you're
Yeah.
like, well,
Right.
there that went.
Yeah. Because
So-
there's different kinds of love.
So no, I don't think love is blind.
Yeah.
But I think there's kind of a gray area in there, which leans more towards
Because there might be.
you have to be attracted to the person.
Well, and that's the
Mhm.
thing. And
You're
and
not going to live with somebody that you cannot stand to look at every single day.
The only reason why I say it could be
Sorry.
blind, and it's not really blind anyways, it's like, okay, so say if I'm hanging out with a girl, she doesn't find me attractive, right?
Probably.
But we're friends. Most likely, yeah. Like most likely,
That's it.
she's gonna say, "Hey, you're not attractive."
You're a good looking dude. Don't
So
worry.
but she doesn't find me attractive really. But then we hang out, we're friends, and she's not really into me. But then she like sees my personality, how I am.
Well, yeah,
and stuff.
like we talked about this
Yeah.
on a different podcast.
Yeah.
Personalities
Yeah.
can bring your attractiveness
Yeah.
up, but I also think it's like you know what I mean? It can't be just.
But that's why I say it might it's
Yeah,
not really blind.
It's going to give you a
because-
couple points.
because you-
It's
because
not
you
going to turn
still
you into a
see 'em.
stud.
Yeah, and you still see them.
And also, like you were saying, you can fall in love with somebody that you've never seen.
Absolutely.
But it's a different kind of love,
Yeah.
or like then maybe you do see them and you are attracted to them. It's,
But like
it's
me-
perfect. It's love. But you can still love that person and it not be
Sexual.
that kind
Like
of,
I'm
yes,
not
like
gonna date a girl
relationship
that has
love.
3 teeth. Like I'm just not good at. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that wouldn't be.
I
Something
have
that-
5, so it's okay.
Yeah, so as long as you're over 4,
Yeah.
I'm good with you.
Yeah.
But like I mean, and like for me, it's I have to be somewhat physically
Mhm.
attracted to you before I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, because it's like if I saw somebody on that show, yeah, I mean I'm big into personality, but if it was some
Oh yeah, personality.
Ever-
Like I said, it
yeah
doesn't mean. I'm just saying, in my point of view, love most likely is not
you
blind.
have to have physical attraction.
You have to have physical
Yeah.
attraction, and yeah, like you said, like personality
I mean,
plays into the
in
physical.
a
attraction.
great world, it would be blind, but it's just not the reality.
So
of things.
here's how we could sum this up.
All right.
It's all about attractiveness. That's
one way or
everything.
another.
That is love, right?
yeah,
But your personality goes into this attractiveness.
Your physical,
daily day,
yeah.
your daily.
Right,
It's
right.
all boiled into
Mhm.
attractiveness.
And if you
Yeah.
think
That's
about
where love. I
Well, you
think-
got your physical portion.
Yeah.
You got your
but it
personality.
all comes into the same
but
bowl.
to get to that bowl, the physical part has to come into that bowl first, so you can put
Well,
that personality into it.
yeah.
Because you got it. When I see somebody across the way, I'm not going to go talk to them if I'm not physically attracted
Right,
to them.
yeah.
Like
well, if you think about the show, the couples that were successful, yes, they fell in love prior to knowing what the other looked like, but then they also thought that the other person was attractive after they saw them. The ones
Yeah.
that did not make it past the proposal,
they
pretty
obviously
much,
didn't get
they
work out,
weren't.
yeah.
That was the missing factor, was the attractiveness,
and it turned out it was a big deal
and it turned out it
Well,
was a
because
big
they
deal.
wouldn't marry him because they
Yeah,
weren't.
I
hot
mean,
enough for
this
their-
was
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one
yeah.
social
And let me tell you-
experiment. Maybe there'll be another season. We'll get more.
None of them
info.
were bad looking.
To be
Right,
honest, though, I
for sure.
wish it would have happened where when they saw each other, one would say, and Jessica should have did it with Mark, and say, "Hey, I don't want to be with you."
Or
You know what I mean?
if they would have done the reveal not face to face, if they could have somehow been by themselves, like behind a clear wall before they ran up to each other, where they could see each other and like have their own thoughts that they were voicing
Yeah.
out loud to us without saying something to each
Do you
other.
think?
Like,
Do you
know,
think? Do you think it would have been interesting if they would have put? Okay, the women didn't move, right, and the guys they just like sort of put in new ones.
No,
They had a no. Listen, they have a binder or something. They have pictures, but they're fake pictures. So when they talking to them on
they're
personality,
associating it with
they're
something else.
associating it with the picture. And then at the end of the thing, they say, hey, this isn't really what they look like. Because I think if you saw a picture of somebody and it was a heavier set person, you might not treat it the same way. Like,
Absolutely.
you know,
That'd
and
be a
I believe
whole
that to be
different
true.
I
experience.
know. And that's why I think it would be interesting to see how they would react. Like, they could be hotter than the picture. They could be worse than the picture. You know what I mean? Like, and so like to see, because you get these preconceived notions in your head, like, hey, this is who I'm talking to. How should I ask? You know, I think that would be an interesting little twist
We'll
to
have
it.
to tell Netflix to
see-
set up the next season.
Or like
different
on the
experiment.
wall, have like a picture of like whatever rendition they
Yeah.
make of the
Or
person.
do where I think we should move on, but just one more thing, or that they have to kind of paint the picture of who they think they're talking to just by their
That'd be kind of neat. Yeah.
personality of them.
Or tell an artist.
Well, I
and
mean,
have
like
them
Yeah.
draw for 'em.
like
Right.
Barnett right away with Diamond goes, so are you a stripper? Because her
No,
name's
that was
Diamond.
because of her
you know,
name. Yeah.
yeah, and then she's like, well, nope.
Yeah.
I'm
This
done
ain't
with
gonna
you.
work.
I
Yeah,
ain't done with
yeah.
you.
But I know we were talking about, is love blind or not? Well, I have a few other questions for you guys. We're going to do a little would you rather game. Okay. So nothing bad. Okay. Some thoughtful questions. So,
All right.
okay.
Yeah, we can't
You've got
handle
your,
bad- we
you've got
can't
your
handle
thinking
bad
caps
stuff.
Is
on. I
this
see
we
them.
both answer or
Uh,
You
one?
want one to go first and then the other one?
How about we'll take turns, but after
Then the
that
other one
person,
answers too, though.
Yeah.
We'll just-
Okay.
Like
All
you
right.
can go first,
All
on-
right,
or
so-
she can decide.
Okay. All right. So Austin. Okay. So
We haven't heard these
I
questions.
have no
by the
idea
way.
what's happening.
no, I'm just
so.
surprising them. Okay. Would you rather have more time or more money?
Time. 100% time. Easy.
Yeah. Why?
You do not strike me as somebody
I
that would
was
say that.
honestly gonna think you were more money.
But go.
No,
go-
you know how much I blow money. I don't care about it at all.
So don't you want more?
I mean, of course, but time will make me money.
See, but
That's
this
true, okay.
this is my thought. Before you get into depth of why, this is what I thought you would say. Right when she read that, I said money because you don't care when you die.
I mean, I do care.
Yeah, no, but you always said if I die, I die. That's why.
Yeah, I'm not going to dwell on
Okay, but
if
go
I
in
die
why
or
you
not.
would choose time.
So I'm going to choose time because it's probably the scariest thing in the world, right?
To what? To run out of time?
Like when you're gonna-
Are you 32 or you're 31?
I'll be 32.
I'm
this year.
32. I don't.
Yeah.
28.
28. But I'm 32, and it's like, holy
It doesn't
shit. I got
seem
10
like it,
more
does it?
years
It
of
do-
solid, like,
it doesn't seem
youthness.
like it. It doesn't
Not
seem
even
like it.
youthness, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I feel like I'm a full-fledged
Yeah.
adult.
It doesn't
that's-
seem like it though, does it?
No, I feel like,
No.
obviously, I have the emotional capacity of an 18.
Well, we all do. We all do.
But, yeah, so definitely easy clap.
that definitely
Okay.
surprised me
Time.
though. That
How
you
about
said
you?
that. That's a hard one. Like, okay, can you put in context? Is it time in a day? Is it life?
Just
Or-
time. I don't
You're
know.
overthinking
You
the
can-
shit out of this.
It just.
You want $1
it's
million
time.
or another 8 years?
You know, I say I would take $1 million or like money for the sole fact that then like, so say if me and her had money, I could spend that time with her. So you
you're,
don't
you're
know.
overthinking the shit
That's
out of
what
this.
that's the thing of it.
I don't
Like
know.
that's what it's supposed
I
to
mean-
be.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
what it's
but I mean,
supposed
we
to
got
be.
we got to get into specifics now.
She
No,
said,
yes,
so
$1
she
I
million,
just wanna
10
know
years.
No,
time
she
or
just said
money.
money, and I said then I could spend time
You're
with her.
a
if I
greedy
could take-
fucking bastard.
No, I said because I could spend time with her.
So greedy.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, just I'm not gonna comment on all of these, but I
Well,
guess.
comment on it. We got a freaking
Try-
hour-long show.
Okay.
Freaking-
I would have said, and this, I agree, it comes off to be like greedy, but I would have said money too, just for the fact that then your time
is more valuable.
that you like, because what do I want more time from? I want more time off of work. I want more time of my own free time to be able to do what I want. Well, I could have more time if I had more money.
That's
I
what
didn't
I'm
have to
saying.
All
work
right,
That's what I
as
said.
much.
hypothetics. Let's get into
Okay.
hypothetics. All right.
All right, yeah.
So let's say our specific time is 10 more years.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, you're at. Let's say you invest in stocks. Your 10 years are at the
Oh, yeah,
peak
yeah,
your
that's-
stocks are going to be in. How much are those 10 years going to make you?
That's true.
Well,
but
I'm
what,
just saying,
what
more
if-
time makes you more money.
what if you?
But
But
lose
you
money?
guys,
What if you lose money on those
want
stocks?
the easy money up front.
What if you lose money in those stocks?
I'm too fucking smart.
Then
I am.
Then
too
you should be
fucking
rich
smart.
already, and
I
you wouldn't
am.
have to worry about it.
All right. Okay. Moving on.
All right.
Moving on. All right. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great great grandchildren?
For me, I would rather go into the future to meet my great great grandchildren, for the sole fact that I know I had kids. because my
I like that.
because my ancestors, I don't like. I mean, yeah, I would love to see my grandpa and grandma, but like I never knew them before, so like, I mean, I don't really. And like this, I could see like, hey, what and see how they are and see how the future is now. Like,
If you need to
is this
change anything.
kid a loser? Probably because he's related to me somehow. But it's
Hey.
like, oh, you too.
Maybe you. It's not over yet.
But I'm just saying, I would know. Then I would know that I
Yeah.
actually had like something, like I had a kid and stuff.
Okay,
So
all
then,
right.
unless or adopted or whatever.
Sure.
But
Sure. Okay. Makes
Yeah.
sense, Austin.
This is actually a really hard one
Okay.
because I want to go to the future for the wrong reason.
yeah, but you can only go to see your grandkids.
Great
Great,
great
great
grandchildren.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick the future.
Okay.
And it's not just to meet my grandkids because, to be honest, I don't care what they're gonna be like.
Yeah.
I'm
You won't be
gone.
around for it anyway.
But I'd go to the future to see how, with the advances of technology, how it shaped their lives and what living in the future is like.
Like I said, what if
So
they're
that's
like,
my
interesting,
kind
yeah.
of take on
What if
that.
they're like
Because
robots?
if I'm being quite honest, and it might sound bad, I don't care what they're gonna be. My great grandkids are gonna be
because
like.
you'll literally
I don't
have
give a
no.
shit.
They'll barely be part of you anyways.
Yeah,
Like,
so.
but it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, yeah, like they could be part robots then.
Yeah,
know?
but I'm more interested
Yeah.
in seeing, because you know how technology every day like gets so much better. I'm just kind of I'm more curious to see how it
And
shapes life in the
okay,
future.
so what if you think great?
and that's my
grandkids-
scariest thing about leaving the world is you don't get to see what all this great stuff is going to be.
Oh.
That'd
So
probably,
that's my kind
that'd
of
probably
my
be like
takeaway.
what, about 100 and so you have probably 150 years from now.
I don't
Maybe
think-
not even.
no.
Maybe even 100 years.
Yeah. Well, it
For
depends on how old
great-great-grandkids.
your great
Yeah,
grandchildren
no, I'm just
would
saying.
be.
Like if you did 30 years for your kid
hmm
and then your grandkid, so 30, 60,
What-
120 about.
Your answer?
Yeah. I mean, I would love the chance to be able to go back, but I think I would say the future also, just to, I guess, see if they turn out to be good people so that I could maybe make changes like how I raised my kids, because it's a trickle effect, I guess. Like,
See,
I don't know.
I think the only reason why I would go back. in
Oh, that actually makes me really
Like
think
if
it,
I go
'cause
back
True.
and see
I
that my
was
great
thinking I was going
grandkids are little
forward.
jerks, then their
Yeah.
parents probably didn't raise them well,
Oh,
which
so you're
means their
saying-
parents didn't raise them well. So then I better do something with my kids.
so beat them.
Yeah.
that's actually a good takeaway too. I, like that.
Do you
Actually.
think
That's a good
the
answer.
only reason why I would go back for my ancestors is to see my grandpa and grandma? Because I didn't know. I mean, maybe because I never met my real grandpa on my dad's side. I never met my real grandma on my dad's side. So like I never knew them. But like I mean, I hear stories of my grandpa's dad and stuff like that. But like, I mean, but the main reason would be to meet to see my grandma and grandpa on my mom's side, and then my grandpa and grandma on the. That's the only people that I would really, because I'd be like, I don't know, and they'd be like, you're weird. You know, probably.
I don't want to keep going on this question, but back to your answer.
Mm-hmm.
At the same token, now you just changed your entire life,
Yeah.
and the outcome could possibly be the exact same.
Or worse.
Or different, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's kind of
It's always hard,
catch-22
yeah.
also.
Right, like
So-
Back to the Future, the whole.
Yeah, where they try
Yeah,
to change
Yeah.
stuff.
So
and,
now you're
yeah.
trying to adjust your life, and it's making more stress on you, but yet the outcome's
May-
gonna be the same.
Or
so I don't know.
Or it makes it different in a different way. Like it
yeah,
changes
yeah,
it in a
yeah, exactly.
different.
So,
So I
Like,
know
it
that's
could be could become an Einstein or something. If you
yeah, I didn't mean to go so deep on that one,
That's
but
okay,
yeah,
but
we'll-
no, I
we'll go
like
on.
the idea of it. Okay, all right. We'll do a few more here. Another one that's kind of deep here. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
I'll let you choose
Oh,
first.
rewind big time.
Think so?
Yep. I just think back to, our success in sports and how I kind of pissed mine away.
Yeah.
And I guess if that
I
if
would have
there
done
was-
sports different if I
Yeah,
would do
so
rewind.
I know it's
But
gonna
I-
be different for a lot of people, but like
See,
I know I pissed my entire career down
Go
the
back
drain.
and change something.
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
I think for that fact, I would have rewind for sports and stuff, and I'd probably change my college degree and stuff like that on what I decided to do. I'd probably do like business management or something like that.
Something actually useful.
Well,
Like
I mean, if I
accounting
was going
or-
for full or criminal justice, like I was, and I actually used it, I'd be good. But
We can get started on the college system, and I'll give you my opinion.
well, we can do that after this. We can
That
figure-
boy, we could make an episode
Ah,
out of that.
There we go.
I'm pretty passionate. on it.
But I would probably do the pause button to because I don't want to. I've lived a pretty good life for the most part. Obviously, everybody has their hiccups and stuff like that, but I still think then at that time you can enjoy that moment. The only sucky thing about the pause button is everybody else is paused. So what the frick you gonna? You're
I
not
think
gonna
it
be
just
able to
pauses
enjoy.
that time of your life. I think life goes on. People are still moving. I don't think it's
So
like
it's like-
literally.
It's like
that's
you're
harder
living-
too, because I don't want to see my friends get all old.
No. I think it just.
That's-
I think it would freeze it for everybody. It'd be like, okay,
It would
I
stay
want to
within that
pause.
year or something?
my-
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like I'm in college. I
So
want to
everyone's
pause.
just
I'm
the
having.
same.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't want
got
this
it.
to be over.
Okay,
I'm
then
gonna pause.
then I might do it that way
I
because it's
still
like
rewind it.
yeah. I mean, I would. There's different, but the thing is, if we rewound it, would we all be as good of friends as we are? You know what I mean? I still think we would, but it wouldn't be the same thing because you might be living somewhere else, or you might.
Well, yeah,
you know,
I'd
and
be
that's-
such a much more athlete than you.
Oh, Jesus.
I probably wouldn't have time to talk
Jeez.
to you.
That's why you better freaking take the rewind button.
You know what
Frick,
I mean?
You better
I'd be like,
take it because
who is this guy?
he hates that I'm a better athlete than him, so he has to use the rewind button.
Oh, here we go. Anyway, all right, next
Okay,
one.
all right. I like this one. Would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak all foreign languages?
All foreign languages.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
go because then I can go anywhere in this world.
Animals,
All right. Why?
100%.
Why?
Because they can tell me everything.
That's
Oh,
what you.
Because
you
they're
did
like-
not, you did not know what to
no,
say.
I had no idea what
Just
to
'cause
say.
it'd
Do
be
you mean
cool,
because they
but, like-
observe a lot of things and
Yeah,
they don't
like
Like you
tell
could say to a
secrets,
whale,
but they could
like,
tell
or
you.
like
here's the
some
thing:
animal that
we
moved
don't
up from-
travel much the way it is, but I'm still gonna see animals every day outside.
Yeah,
And I'll be like, hey, what's up, Toucan?
but you know-
They could probably share a lot of secrets.
I'll be like, hey, can I come in and get some water and I won't bite you? Like, come on in.
Toucan sounds like a rapper. It's Toucan.
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 Baby, you rap? That bird's a rapper. They call him
I'd
Toucan.
be pissed that you call them Toucan.
Yeah, we just think he's up in that tree chirping, but he's really spitting
Well,
rhymes.
beats.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
He's dropping bars.
See, I think foreign languages, because you ever see that meme like where it's like white people go into an Asian parlor or a black person goes into
Yeah.
an Asian like nail salon and they're just joking and everybody thinks it's about them. And it's probably nothing to do with it. It might be, but it's like anywhere you go, it's funny because you hear those people that like catch other people off guard because they know their foreign language or they know that the person's talking about and they're like, hey, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what the hell? But I could go to like any tribe, I could go to any part of the country and just start speaking their
Yeah,
language.
to humans.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Here's my thing. Your money doesn't change. Your life circumstances don't change. How many times have you been out of the country?
Me twice.
Twice. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What do you-
That's
what-
2 times where
What
this
do you-
was useful.
Okay, now answer me this. Okay, you don't have a dog. What are you gonna go say to that squirrel out there?
Like, what's cracking?
Yeah. Nuts.
And he'd be like, "These nuts."
But it's like
I
that's
had a
what,
squirrel named Nuts.
like, and then the question
I
is,
think it'd be awesome,
then the
honestly. Wouldn't it
question
be
is-
awesome? Like
Okay.
a dog that's aggressively barking at you, be like, "What the fuck's
well,
your
then
problem?"
could you be a vegan?
And
Could you
he'd be
a
like,
vegan?
"I'm actually hungry."
Yeah. Okay. So we
Yeah,
have
but that'd be a baby,
we
like-
have a
And
dog.
yeah, I might turn vegan.
Ooh.
Because
You never know.
You never
because
know.
you'd be
Like,
friends
if
with
they're-
all the
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah, what they think about it.
Yeah, I love animals too, but I love me too.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's a really hard choice because I'd love to just be able to talk to everybody, and I mean, I love to help people. So like, if I could use that somehow to help people,
Does that
however,
include baby language?
don't know,
No, 'cause
but
it's not actually language.
But I would choose animals because I could take the time, not all languages, but I could take the time to learn other languages to communicate with many different groups of people. However, I cannot learn without this
Why?
giving
Have you
gift
tried?
here to talk to animals.
How do you know that?
Hang on.
I-
Let me ask this.
I mean, I'm no Dr.
Hang
Doolittle.
on. Let me ask this. So you're fluent in all animal languages?
I think that's what it meant.
Like, that's what I'm saying. 'Cause you just know what this
No,
bird's saying and that bird's saying, and then this dog's
That would be
barking.
kind
I
of
mean,
awesome.
it's literally Dr. Doolittle. That was
Yeah.
like he could
Yeah.
talk to all the animals. I mean, so
And it's not like I'm gonna be barking at him. I want to be talking like this, and
Yeah.
you just be like, "I get it, bro."
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
might not understand that. You got to bark back to
Whoa!
no, it would be understood. But so
Because
like,
I'd have to speak back their language.
no, he understands you, and
Why
he
does
says
somebody
barking,
think-
and so like
You guys
we
change
always
the rules.
You're just your
guys
opinion
changed
is
the
wrong.
rules.
Your
changed the
opinion is
rules.
wrong.
I talk about that all the time at home. We
Yeah,
have a
you
dog.
always want to talk to Marvel.
Marvel is our dog, and
guess what? I can talk to dogs, and he's like, God, just tell her to stop saying she wants to talk to me. I don't want to talk to her.
well, no, but I just like they,
But
they look so
also, I might be
sad.
extremely disappointed. Like, I'll talk to that little Robin out
They
there.
have
and he'd be
5
like,
words.
I don't know.
They literally
You
have
know,
Their
like,
brains are
yeah,
the size
their
of a pea.
brains are the size of peas,
They
so they'd be
can't do
like,
anything.
each animal's like food,
Yeah.
water, like run.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
so.
I
Okay,
don't know.
let's do a couple more, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, there's some good ones on here. Okay. Would you rather have a cook or a maid? I think I know what both of you are gonna
cook,
say.
100%.
What?
Cook.
You thought maid?
You both said cook?
Yeah.
Hell yes. It's not even
Because then I could
question.
we could be two fit.
Just because we don't like doing laundry doesn't mean
Yeah.
we want a maid.
Well, I guess
Look at how shocked she was.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
she's
like, I wish you guys
she
could
goes,
see her
and,
face.
and
She's
she
like,
goes, and she
"What?"
goes, I know what you guys are gonna do. Like, no, 100% cook.
cook.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because the thing is, we always talk about how we
Always.
could eat healthy then, and we'd be 2 fit guys
Yep.
instead of 2
Oh, yeah.
tubs.
But you like, Kellen, you like to cook.
Oh, I sure do. But I could learn from the cook. I could learn. But the thing
First
is,
off, let me throw this out there. No one really likes to cook clean. No one wants to
healthy
weigh their
recipes?
food on a scale.
yeah, like
That's
no.
not
that's the
that's not
tedious
I don't even
part.
have a
He likes to
scale.
grill and cook the most horrendous food. Not really.
Well, not
but-
really. I cook
But
pretty
you get-
healthy, but
it's not pretty. Brisket's not that healthy. I'm just gonna throw that
well,
out there.
it depends on how you cook it.
Not really. But
The barbecue's
I'm
the
just
only
saying-
non-healthy part.
no one wants to make chicken every single day and jasmine rice and weigh it.
Well,
It's not
that's
fun.
that's the thing, and that's why I
It's
would
twice as much work.
the
It's
maid.
just-
I mean, I used to clean up my own house. The only thing I didn't like doing was laundry.
I'm giving him a
Honestly-
look right now.
Was my house like ever like really dirty when you were there?
Not like
See?
gross, dirty.
That's
but
all
it-
I want in life is not gross, dirty. Doesn't have to be perfect. What would you choose?
Because I'm not as like.
No, don't just tell us just right away. What?
No, I'd rather have a maid.
Oh, so you're gonna cook? Or
Well, I
you-
don't love to cook.
Oh,
really,
I
I
see.
don't.
So you want his cook to cook for you too?
If
Now
I
you're
could
just
eat, we could
cheating.
eat-
that we each get a
No.
maid and a cook
But-
anyway.
But like, I'm a pretty simple eater. Like, I just make
Really?
random.
I recall us
easy
going to
things.
ice cream after we go out to eat, and
Well, yeah.
I believe all those are.
She's a dessert like fiend. Like she has to have dessert.
Yeah.
ice cream.
And I am going to say most of it comes from you. You want to get ice cream?
So like the thing about her is when we go shopping, I ask her not to get chips and stuff because I do try to lose weight, whether or not it looks like it. But I try this all the time. But she always has to get something. Like the other day, she goes, but I really like these. Well, yeah, I really freaking like them too. Like that's the point is why I don't want them because I really freaking like them. So yeah, but I 100% would rather have a cook. I mean, I would love a maid too, but I just not. I'd rather have a cook because then I can come home. There's a meal cooked for me. Like it's healthy. I could just eat it, be
Yeah.
done.
Yep.
You know.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. I've got one more.
Okay.
Would you rather spend 20 years in prison and be exonerated as innocent at the end of it, or be put away for 4 years and be considered guilty forever?
4 years and guilty forever.
Me too. For the sole fact that the
I'm
people
not going
that
to waste my life. I don't care what people think.
the last person that got exonerated, they gave him after like 20 years. It's literally about
Yeah,
got about-
barely any money.
got about $22,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
What the frick is that going to get you in life?
Mm.
Like you can't now. You have to go and you have no technology skills because he's been in there for 20 years. You're not up to date with anything in the world. You got to learn about that. They say, why you been off 20 years? Well, actually, I was in prison for no reason, like that I didn't do. And now you have to try to start a job, a college, or whatever the hell you're doing. And most likely that's not going to happen.
Yep.
And so the
That's
4
easy.
years, you can still get like a construction
Yeah,
job.
it's
and
not.
stuff.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
And if I killed somebody, I probably didn't like them. So,
Righteous? What are you going to pick?
I don't know. I have a hard time with that one.
Yep.
I-
See, I knew.
so
it
you're
was you.
saying you'd rather be
Yeah,
in-
because she's righteous. She's a very
Yeah.
righteous
well,
person.
I don't want to be guilty.
20 years you got to sit in a cell?
But I feel like I
Okay, so say
And
if you
then you're
started
gonna
right
have-
now.
feel like I was
Your
in
new
prison
mama will be taking care of you for 20 years in
Yeah.
jail.
okay,
You
say-
would not last in
say if
jail.
it's- started right now.
I'd be fine.
You say you
would
started
not-
right now. Hey, listen to
She's
this.
here.
Listen, yeah, I
I
know.
always-
she'd
I
be
say
the,
it's like-
she'd be getting everybody
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
That's
No. I say it's like dodgeball in high school. You're just
oh,
like the
Jesus.
not.
Holy
the-
shit.
That's how you relate to prison. To dodgeball. So, but this is the thing,
you
Callie.
just stay in.
You're 28 right
People
now.
leave you alone.
You're 28 right now.
Yes.
You'd be 48. Your parents might be passed away by then. You wouldn't
All
be able to sit-
because
you can't have, you're probably not going to have kids. You don't have any skills when you come out.
I could learn a lot of skills.
You
in
don't really
prison.
have any family when you come out. She couldn't learn any
no,
skills.
she'd come out just
watch,
like,
watch.
"Hey."
She'd come out of prison with like tattoos
I'd
and
be
have
I'd
shank
be
in her.
jacked
What are you
and-
looking at?
Hardcore. But then it'd be like, but there's no way if you look back on it that I think you would choose the 20 years because your parents might pass away. You don't have any family.
I guess I'd have to go with the 4, but it would be tough than living like
You'd
that.
be fine.
and hang on,
Fine.
I'll let you choose the crime. It's a felony, but what do you choose as a crime?
Capital murder.
Ooh, we went right to
For
that.
4 years, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Though.
You could go big or go home if you're
Okay,
getting off.
so what? Grand theft? That'd be like a 4-year.
Yeah.
You could get
I said
that.
grand theft. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like
You
I
could-
really
you
like
would
that
steal
car.
something. Yeah.
Or you could say that you get exonerated from murder for 20 years.
No, I don't
You'd
want
rather
people to
do
think I'm a
grand-
killer.
No, so yeah, but you get exonerated, but they think for 20 years you're a killer. Over grand theft? I'd take the grand theft 4 years.
100%.
Yeah, me too. No, me too. Yeah.
Okay.
Or like money, something, like what's the word where you steal money?
Okay. but
Embezzlement or
now I'm
something.
gonna-
That would
Okay.
be right.
Now I'm
like
going to
that
turn
kind
it
of thing
around
too.
on you. It was a severe grand theft drug case that you were in there for 20. You were supposed to live life or else you accidentally killed somebody, so they gave you 4 years.
Oh. Well, I don't want to kill anybody.
So you would take the 20 years and then they exonerate you from grand theft and drugs
Let's move
over the
on.
4 years
I
of
can't.
incident?
I can't. Let's move on. Okay, one more question, but it's not a would you rather.
All right.
It's just it's pie day today. What's your favorite kind of pie?
I
You
don't
got this.
okay, I will say one. I really am not a big pie person, but I'll give you the pies that I could tolerate: strawberry rhubarb and lemon meringue.
Ooh,
Okay, I'll
that's
give
a
you.
good one.
I'll give you a few because I like all things. Banana cream pie.
Actually, I can tolerate that one as well. Which is
Uh,
pretty good. If I'm being honest.
Tim
But I hate pie.
Tim
But I'm
makes
not a pie
Tim
person.
makes a graham cracker pie, which is like a custard with graham cracker crust. Apple pie, ice cream cake pie
What?
from Dairy Queen.
Okay, we're done.
Wait,
here.
ice cream cake pie?
Yeah, I just wanted ice cream cake in there.
Oh, okay.
But I did do a pie competition against Chelsea. I made an apple strawberry pie. Freaking good.
Mhm.
And I beat her. She won't admit it. She made a cheesecake, first of all, which disqualifies her because it's a freaking cheesecake in a pie competition. Shouldn't even count. Tim made his graham cracker pie.
Stepdad.
Yeah.
Chelsea's a sister.
Yeah. So he made this pie and it was too liquidy. So he was disqualified. And I beat Chelsea because mine was truly a pie though. But you have to put ice cream with it, heat it up. Then you get that's when pie is really freaking good. What's your favorite pie?
I have a few favorites. You've already mentioned lemon meringue and banana cream. Those are up there. And then like a chocolate pudding with graham cracker
Guys, they're
crust
not
pie.
pies. They're just
They're
cakes.
cream pies.
They're freaking
They're-
cakes.
that sounds
oh,
weird.
They're
Cream pie.
good.
The freaking-
Anyway,
Keep
yeah.
it PG, buddy.
well, that's what they're called, is cream pies.
I don't know.
Be talking to the animals while you're freaking eating a cream pie.
Yeah. No.
Think about that. Okay, so going back on the chef one. Now I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
How much would it cost for you guys to stay on a strict diet?
What do you mean? How much?
Is someone going to cook it for me?
No, you got to do it yourself.
Oh.
Like you went on that diet for what, 5 weeks?
Yeah, but that cost me like. 10
I know,
grand.
but that's what I'm saying. But look at how we always our problem when we diet is that we do it for a little bit.
I do a really good job. I always lose
Yeah.
like 30 pounds, but then I'm just like, I'm
but
good."
then in that same amount of time afterwards.
Here's the thing: when you go to a actual nutritionist, somebody that you pay really good money
Yeah,
to do
you're
it for,
gonna do it.
you do it, and you weigh in all your food out. You're keeping track of your proteins, your carbs, your fats. You know what I mean? It's
Now,
very
since
specific.
we're on that, I want to talk about that and like Herbalife, Isogenics, and stuff like that.
That shit's stupid.
But that's what I'm saying is this is what I think. Same thing with like what you sort of did, but you have somebody weighing it out and doing actually like
I'm
legit.
doing it all.
But I'm saying they tell you how many grams of what to eat.
Yeah, that's
So like when it comes to Herbalife and Isogenics, this is how I explain it to people that people don't know. I say it's like a key to a car. You're spending $200 a month on something, so you're like, oh, I better eat healthy other than when I'm just taking my shakes. Because when you're not spending anything, you're just like, screw it, I'm not losing any money.
No.
But all of a sudden you're making money because in reality, those shakes aren't that good. You could go buy protein.
No,
But
nutritionally,
yeah.
it's whatever.
Yeah, and you could go buy protein and for $30 a month have protein shakes, like to replace Herbalife instead of $200. But since people are spending $200 on that stuff, they're like, oh, I need to do this healthy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what throws people off. Like, yeah, I could do it, but I always, like me, my biggest struggle is there will be one day that I'll just go all out and eat as many
I
carbs as
will say
want.
this: me and Colin were on a diet, and happened to be driving by in the middle of the day, and I look over at the Quick Trip, and there's Colin's car. I'm like, oh, that's Kriya. Colin's there. He's dieting. Let's see what he comes out with. Sure as shit, chicken sandwich coming out. Oh,
When was that?
yeah, this was a few years ago.
I don't believe him one bit, to be honest.
it was
Because
true.
when I'm on a strict diet, I stay on a strict diet.
Yep. And there we go. So
As you can see, is how we got 2 tubs. Because I'll eat to a T. I'll eat just exactly what I need to eat. Don't eat any cheats.
Two fucking liars is what this show has turned into.
Who's the other liar? You?
I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So here's my takeaway for the whole diet stuff. That all the powders, the pills, the patches.
Yeah, anything.
I think it's all a temporary fix to
100%.
a lifestyle problem.
It's a Band-Aid for.
And sure, I remember back when that shit that used to be that's illegal now. Those bee
like
things.
Stacker and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yellow Jackets.
So I took Yellow Jackets. This is back when that stuff that was illegal wasn't illegal, and I lost metric shit ton of weight. But right when I quit taking them, all the weight came back.
Yeah.
And I think the difference between stuff like that, because these shakes and stuff, although they are somewhat nutritious.
I mean, which is good for
it's
you
all
to
the
still
same
try to
effects.
lose it. It's still try
yeah,
to lose
yeah.
it. But
It all does the same effect though, just not such an extreme level. Whereas it's forcing you to be, you know what I mean,
healthy. Yeah, like.
but it's not sustainable. What I mean is when you go to a nutritionist and they macro all your stuff out for you.
And it's
so
actually
this
a
is what your
healthy-
chart looks
It's
like.
actually a healthy.
You start really low, and then you kind of just get a little lower,
Yeah.
and then you know, let's say
A
halfway
flat
through your
line,
chart,
flat line.
you lost like 20 pounds, but now your food intake's going up, but your weight's not.
Yeah.
And it's sustaining it with the more food you eat. They're actually changing the way your body functions.
and
it's
this-
not just
And they're teaching you. It's
yeah,
not just,
they are, but it is very scientific.
See, and
They're-
that's
Dr. Trevor Kashey.
yeah, that's the guy that I
It's
heard.
very scientific.
So and this is what like the difference with the Herbalife stuff is. Yeah, it is a good way to get healthy. Just I mean it's protein, but the people that are because I know a couple people that have had success stories on it, and if you stick with it, yeah, it's great. But you have to. But the people that anybody can be a coach.
Yeah.
Anybody can be so all of a sudden this person's a coach, this person's a coach, this person's a coach, and there's been what 20, 30 shops that have popped up around here that are Herbalife shops.
nutrition
And
clubs.
nutrition, they call them nutrition shops. And the thing about it is none of those people really know about nutrition.
No, they're not coaches.
And-
They're salespeople.
Yeah, they literally say whatever Herbalife tells them, that's what they tell people. But if you actually went in there and you were like,
and he's really slamming Herbalife right now, but he means all of them.
well, and it's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
all of
it's
them.
not
Like for the people that actually know what they're doing when it comes to Herbalife and stuff, that's great. Like, because that's the people that should be selling it. But when it's people that you know that know absolutely nothing about it,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they're selling it and they don't know anything about nutrition, because and I'm not trying to be like mean here, but the people that are really big people, right? And a lot of them don't know about nutrition. They lost a couple pounds on Herbalife. They start a shop. Well, you don't know about nutrition to tell other people about nutrition. Like, and I think that's the problem. It'd be like me learning or like me going to, like a skydiving class, skydive a few times and then trying to teach people how to skydive.
Right, exactly.
Well, I can't tell you how to do that. Like, because then those people trust in you, and then those people branch off of what the people tell them, and all of a sudden the people that are at the very end of the line don't have much information and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's sort of like the telephone game, where you tell somebody one word and then you got to see if it gets all the way
By
to
the
the end
time
of
it
the line.
gets to the end,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's something totally different. And I think that's the problem with it is these people like that you worked with had a degree in or PhD in nutrition and chemistry and stuff like that. These people, it's anybody can be a coach, which is a good thing because it makes everybody healthier. But unless if you truly
More than making people healthier makes them more rich.
yeah, and unless if you
Unfortunately.
truly understand it, I think it can be a negative towards what needs to be done
I think so as
for a
well.
person's life, because all of a sudden they're telling them stuff that just Herbalife tell them to tell them.
Yeah.
Well, then all of a sudden, because I think Herbalife had a major case of like they got sued for like millions of dollars for like false advertising of certain things or something like that.
Yeah.
And I may be wrong, but and you don't really see Isogenics around here that much, because I think Isogenics is more in the nutrition clubs, like true like people that know what they're actually doing about it. But the boom around here is Herbalife. And like I said, there are some people that I know that do know stuff about nutrition, but the people that don't and that are saying they're a coach and they can teach you about it, that's the stuff that bothers me.
Okay, now here's a takeaway from that is I feel like there is nutritionists and people that do know what they're talking about that can somehow make Herbalife beneficial to you.
Oh, 100%.
So like,
100%.
let's think of it as like a meal replacement, which is kind of
Yeah.
what they call themselves anyway. Sure, you could do things like that and take it slow instead of taking like 3 shakes a day, replacing 2 of the 3 meals. It's not sustainable at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, doesn't it all kind of boil down to the same thing? Like we know we shouldn't drink soda. We know we shouldn't have candy. We know we shouldn't put ketchup.
and
You know
that's
what
what-
I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
easy shit, guys.
But that's
And I
literally,
think that if you really want to lose weight, you know how.
well, and that's
yeah,
literally
everybody
way.
knows how. I mean, eat healthy and exercise. We're not dumb.
Well, and
It's
that's
just
why I say it's a key
the
to
willpower
a carb,
to do it.
because all it does is start you
Yeah.
to not eat that candy, not eat that. So you use that like, hey, that $200 that I just spent, I don't want to lose out on, but I want to be healthy. So that turns the key of the car,
Exactly, yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's, oh, I shouldn't eat candy. Oh, I should make pasta, or I shouldn't make pasta. I should make this instead. Well, you could have did that the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just that you didn't want to until you started spending money on it.
It buckles you in, but you gotta take yourself off.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So it's
Right.
like I'm saying, you could go to a supplement place, buy a thing of protein, and once you knew what to somewhat do, you just take that protein and replace it where the Herbalife shakes would have been. And it will save you a ton of money. And that protein actually that you're taking that you're getting from the supplement spot is actually probably better for you than what the Herbalife is. Like, because it's not a complete protein. And so, and I think that's where that it throws me off is like, I mean, it's good business venture for people, but at the same time, I don't want to see people get told the wrong information
Right, or ripped
on
off.
something
But-
that people don't really know.
But I think we should just end it with, everybody knows what works best for them. And if you do whatever you think is a good choice
Well,
for
yeah,
you,
I
and
mean,
if that
it's-
works for you, that's good.
it's everybody's choice. I mean, but I'm just
And I
saying.
will tell you, you will age where you accept who you are and you're just gonna live happily.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
There you go.
So,
Fat and happy.
you know, that's so. I mean, but that's the thing, because I know people that there's some guy like that just don't eat healthy because somebody tells them not to eat, and their body can't sustain that. You know, because
Yeah.
it's like the
that's
heavier
all
you
it
are,
is.
it's
It's all
different.
about sustainability.
And that's the thing is I don't want, because if you just do it, limit it to what everybody's a cookie cutter case, it's not. That's not true. Like it's not. That's not how it works, and then it can become dangerous in that situation. You know, so that's the part for me that drives that. It's like, okay, well, just watch out for the stuff that people don't actually know, that they're just they got healthy for
If you want to try it,
for a
fucking
couple
try it. I
months.
don't give a
Yeah.
shit. But
So,
it's-
yeah.
all right, I think that's kind of a wrap. Or we got more? Are we good?
I think that's
I
good.
think we're good. Yeah, if you like the show, subscribe, please. Check us out on TikTok. That shit is blowing up. I think we're up to
We're gonna
3
get bigger.
followers.
We're gonna do some. We might do some tonight.
Zero
this is-
yesterday.
Thickness over here has got
Yeah.
his shirt off,
Yeah.
shaking his shit.
Add 2
Throw us
tubs.
some love.
Add 2 tubs.
2
baby.
days ago,
Add 2
zero
tubs.
followers.
0
Now
followers.
we're
We're at
3.
3.
Things
But
are
we got
moving
some
fast.
likes.
Best thing that ever happened.
We
to
got
us.
on the For You page a couple times. These guys, I was telling Callie, you two need to start making some.
We're part
Because-
of the other ones, just so you know. We're just
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
we're
but
back
I want you
behind
guys
the
in them,
scenes.
especially you.
Well, okay.
But
anyway.
to be
Anyway.
honest, like, go watch the one where Callie tries to use a water pick
That's pretty funny.
for the first time.
Okay, which was not intentionally a TikTok. He just uploaded that video after he took it of me.
She's pretty much a bonehead. So if you want to see her look really retarded, go watch.
I should actually share it on our Facebook page too, so
Um,
everybody can see it.
Anyway,
Don't forget about the
Giveaway.
giveaways. Make sure you
Yes.
like the original post. You
Share the original post.
You go and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
And tag 2 friends.
And what is it, next
Tag-
Friday?
Next Friday.
Next Friday,
we'll
they're
choose.
pulling names. So,
Yep. So and I
get
mean, we don't
yourself
have many
on the
right now, but
list.
we're just trying to grow it.
honestly, just go on there. There's no one that's even doing it. Go
Yeah.
easily get your card and
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's a pretty
it's
small
free 25
pool
bucks.
of-
And we'll bring it to you if you're
contestants.
in town.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Otherwise, we'll
awesome.
send it to you. Doesn't
ship it
matter.
to you, so.
So.
Other than that, throw your comments down. What do you want to hear? Do you want to be on the show? Anything? We love you guys. We're 2 Tubs.
I don't love them.
We're out of here.
Peace.